There were so many panties being packed by Amanda that day. She paused from sorting the 100 panties, all customized with special lace trim, when her friend Sophie suddenly spoke. Sophie said, "Girl, isn't this order suspicious? 100 panties? What if that's a scam, Amanda?" Amanda turned to Sophie. "It's probably not a scam," she replied. "Look at the delivery address. It says it's going to the Robinson Empire. Why would they risk scamming us, Sophie? That would ruin their reputation if it's fake." Sophie shrugged. "Fine, maybe you're right. Also, aren't you glad? Somebody's actually buying the handmade panties you worked on so hard." She gave a quick laugh. "Though if this turns out to be a scam, I'm going to freak out." Amanda let out a sigh. "I know, right? If it's a scam, I'll be the one to pay for everything. But if that happens, we're done. Friendship over." Sophie's eyes went wide. "Over a scam? Don't say that. If it really comes to that, you'll pay in installments, right? At least that way, the effort I put into sewing these custom panties won't go to total waste." Amanda paused and glanced at the piles of colorful panties. Yes, I understand. But 100 pieces? Different sizes, too. If this is a scam, I swear I'll hunt that person down." Sophie became concerned. "Take care, Amanda. If you do find out this person's scamming you, be careful when confronting them." Amanda just smirked. "I know, Ms. Worrywart. You care more about these panties than about my safety. I see." She rolled her eyes dramatically, making Sophie laugh. Sophie insisted, "I'm serious. And be careful driving that e-bike of yours. Don't get all tough on the road." Amanda waved a dismissive hand. "Fine, Mom, I won't speed. Besides, you just want me safe so I can sell more panties for you." Sophie pressed her lips together. "Of course I care about you too. But your e-bike could lose battery mid-overtake, and you'll land in the hospital." Amanda let out an exaggerated sigh. "Relax, I charged it. You know how expensive funerals are, right? Gotta make a living before dying." She hopped onto her e-bike, gave a playful salute, and headed off toward the Robinson Empire building. Her full name was Amanda B. Walton, a woman without a permanent job, recently fired by her boss at a local bar because that boss believed Amanda was flirting with her hideous boyfriend. "As if I'd be interested in that guy," she would often say. "He's not even on my level." Ultimately, she was dismissed. Still, her family wasn't destitute. All her siblings worked out of state, and everyone was done with college. Only Amanda was jobless, and often labeled the troublemaker. Neighbors gossiped about her attitude. Currently, she was helping Sophie run a small business, Sophie's Panties and More, because Sophie was pregnant and needed someone to handle deliveries. The father of Sophie's baby was unemployed and had bad habits, so Sophie left him. Amanda admired her friend's resolve, especially since Sophie was determined not to let her unborn child suffer a tough life. 15 minutes later, Amanda arrived at the Robinson Empire's building. She approached the security guard stationed out front. "Hi there," Amanda said. "Is Mr. Oliver Robinson here?" She checked the name on the order. "He's the boss, right? He placed an order with me." The security guard frowned. "Ma'am, do you have an appointment?" Amanda lifted the parcel. "He ordered these. It's a delivery, so I need to hand it to him directly." The guard said. "Could you just give it to me? I'll pass it along to his secretary." Amanda shook her head. "Nope, sorry, I need to hand it to him personally." The guard scratched his head. "Miss, we don't just let anyone waltz in. You need an appointment." Amanda raised an eyebrow. "I'm not just anyone. He needs to come out here and pay for this order." The guard looked baffled. "Wait, an order? Ma'am, maybe I should call up to check." "Go ahead," Amanda replied, crossing her arms. The guard tried the phone. "Miss, the secretary says Mr. Robinson isn't expecting any delivery." Amanda felt her blood pressure spike. "Excuse me? Not expecting it? Are you telling me this is a scam? That can't be right." The guard, still on the phone, shrugged. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but maybe someone just used Mr. Robinson's name. He really isn't expecting anything." She gritted her teeth. "If this is a scam, I swear somebody's going down." The guard cleared his throat. "Could you call the number of whoever placed this order?" "Yes," Amanda said, quickly checking the contact details. But when she dialed, the line was unavailable. "Ugh, of course. This is ridiculous." "Maybe it's a scam," the guard repeated. "Mr. Robinson is a guy. Why would he order panties?" "Excuse me?" Amanda glared at him. "Men can buy panties for girlfriends, right? Don't jump to conclusions." Before the guard could respond, 3 women entered the building, distracting him. Amanda used that chance to rush inside, quickly ducking behind a large potted plant. One of the women asked the guard, "Who are you looking for?" "There was a lady trying to deliver something. She said it was for the boss, but it might be a scam," the guard explained. "Maybe it's for an employee," one woman suggested. "My friend is expecting a delivery." Amanda silently thanked that woman and snuck past the group, searching for the boss's office. Most employees ignored her. Eventually, a janitor kindly informed her that Oliver Robinson's office was on the 10th floor. She thought, "Good grief, at least someone decent works here," as she stepped into the elevator. Inside the elevator, an older woman gave Amanda a disapproving look. "Are you lost, dear?" Amanda straightened her posture. "No, ma'am, I'm not." The woman shook her head. "Your outfit is too revealing for a corporate building. Short shorts, sleeveless top, tattoos. You should be careful. Heaven might not accept you if you're living so sinfully." Amanda forced a smile. "I'll worry about that when I die, okay?" she muttered under her breath. "At least heaven doesn't admit judgmental folks." Thankfully, the doors opened on the 10th floor, sparing her from further scolding. She spotted a woman at a reception desk. "Hello," Amanda began. "Is Mr. Oliver Robinson in?" The woman gave Amanda a quick once-over. "Yes, he's here, but what do you need?" Amanda held up the parcel. "I have a delivery for him, and I need payment." The woman blinked. "Are you the same girl the security guard mentioned? I told him Mr. Robinson isn't expecting any delivery." "Well, now he is," Amanda insisted. "Please let me see him. I just need him to accept and pay for his order." The woman tried to be polite. "I'm telling you, he's not expecting anything. Maybe you got scammed by someone using his name. Mr. Robinson wouldn't buy—" Amanda cut her off. "I heard your boss is a playboy. Maybe he buys panties for his women. Don't you think that's possible?" The woman's eyes bulged. "What? How could you even say—" Amanda snorted. "Yes, exactly. It might be a scam, but look at this box. It's full of panties. It's possible your boss is hooking up with someone. Maybe you have a size that fits you, too." The woman's cheeks flamed red. Amanda smirked. "Aha, he's been with you as well, hasn't he?" No, the woman sputtered, hastily grabbing her phone to call Mr. Robinson. Moments later, she turned to Amanda. "Boss says, let her in." "Finally," Amanda said, stepping through the office door. Once inside, she noticed the icy blast of air conditioning. Wearing only shorts and a sleeveless top, she immediately shivered. It felt like the North Pole. Then her gaze landed on a man standing behind his desk, looking annoyed. She forced a smile and approached. "Are you Mr. Oliver Robinson?" she asked. He stared at her without answering. "I'm here to deliver something you ordered," she said, extending the parcel. "It's only $40. She had converted the original price from pesos to dollars in her head. Oliver took the package and placed it on his desk. Amanda exhaled in relief, until he opened it in front of her, revealing 100 pieces of panties, including some rather skimpy thong designs. His jaw dropped. "What the hell is this?" he demanded. She offered a businesslike grin. "They're panties you ordered. Perfect for your girlfriends, right?" He glowered. "I didn't order this." Angrily, he hurled the contents at her, sending panties flying all over. "Get out. I never placed this order. Clearly you've been scammed by someone pretending to be me. Why would I buy panties? Leave now before I have security kick you out." Amanda felt her anger rising. "Hey, you opened the parcel, so you might as well pay for it. It's addressed to you, after all. Donate them if you want. It's only $40, and you're the CEO here, so you can afford it." "Get out," he seethed. "Not until you pay," Amanda insisted. Oliver slammed a hand on his desk. "Why would I pay for these cheap panties?" The word cheap made Amanda's blood boil. "Oh, so that's how it is, huh? Here's cheap for you." She stepped forward and kicked him squarely between the legs. "Ah!" he yelled, doubled over in pain. "You're crazy," Amanda snarled. "Don't ever call my friend's handmade panties cheap. Maybe no woman will ever look twice at you now that your goods are busted." She stomped out of the office, random panties draped over her head. The secretary's eyes widened. "Ma'am, what happened in there?" Amanda wiped an imaginary tear. "He tore off my panties and refused to pay. I never realized he was that kind of boss." She spread that fake story around the office, fueling the gossip before leaving, still unpaid. At least she felt avenged. When Amanda got back to Sophie, her friend was devastated. "It's really a scam. Who would buy so many from a small shop like mine?" Amanda slammed a fist into her palm. "We'll track down whoever did this," she declared. "I kicked that CEO in the crotch, though, so it's slightly embarrassing. But oh well." Sophie huffed. "How are you going to pay me back for those panties? You're broke." Amanda sighed. "I'll find a job. I'm sick of being idle and hearing Mom nag." Sophie teased. "Try snagging a foreign guy. You're pretty, tall, and have that gorgeous tan. You could land someone who'll take care of you." Amanda grimaced. "No way. Might ruin me with some giant carrot. I'll pass." They both laughed. Sophie shook her head. "All jokes aside, I'm good. I'd rather raise this baby on my own than with some deadbeat man." Amanda nodded, grabbed the bag of unsold panties and left on her e-bike. Arriving home meant more nagging from her mother. "Where have you been? Are you looking for work or just goofing off?" "I'm trying, Ma," Amanda insisted, lifting the bag of panties in an attempt to lighten the mood. "Look, I brought you something. Thong panties that might help you seduce Dad." Her mother gasped. "You're insane! Get out of my sight!" Amanda cackled and ran to her bedroom before she could get a smack on the rear. She tossed herself onto her bed and eyed the bag of unsold panties. The memory of the fiasco at Robinson Empire made her scowl. She planned to dip into her small savings to pay Sophie back for the scam. A week later, Amanda applied for a job. She was a college graduate, cum laude in fact, but the pay was still minimal. She wanted to stay close to her parents, who insisted she join her siblings out of state, but Amanda refused, not wanting to leave them alone. She also loved annoying them just enough to keep life interesting. While folding clothes one day, her mother walked into the bedroom with worry etched on her face. "Amanda, do you have any debts?" Amanda frowned. "Huh? What are you talking about?" Her mother sighed. "There's a couple here looking for you. They said your name is Amanda B. Walton. That's you, right? You'd better see them." Puzzled, Amanda headed to the living room, where she found a well-dressed man and woman who appeared around her parents' age. They looked like they had money. Amanda stared at them suspiciously. "Can I help you?" The woman spoke gently. "Hello, are you Amanda Walton?" "Yes, that's me," Amanda said. "I don't owe you anything, do I?" Her mother leaned on the wall, listening. The man and woman exchanged a glance. Then the woman said, "We heard you were disrobed by our son." Amanda's jaw dropped. "I'm sorry, what? Disrobed?" Her mother jumped in. "Pardon me, but are you accusing their son of undressing my daughter?" She fixed them with a stern look. The woman explained, "Word spread around my son's company that he stripped off Amanda's underwear. It tarnished his reputation. Now we want to fix that." Amanda's eyes almost popped out. "Wait, your son is—" The woman straightened. "Our son is Oliver Robinson, CEO of the Robinson Empire. The rumors have become quite damaging, and we want your help to clear his name." Amanda began stammering. "Oh, so Oliver is your son. Look, that was just a story I made up out of anger because he wouldn't pay for the panties." She noticed her mother's confused expression. "I'll clarify everything," Amanda continued quickly. "He didn't really do that. I was just being petty and—" "It's too late," the woman interrupted. She grasped Amanda's hand. "That rumor took off. People keep talking. We need a big show of proof that you two aren't in some scandalous situation. We need you to marry him." Amanda yanked her hand free. Marry him? Like a real wedding?" The woman nodded firmly. "Yes, dear. That way people will believe you had a normal relationship all along. It will restore Oliver's public image." Amanda burst into incredulous laughter. "Ma'am, that's not necessary. I can release a statement or something. We don't have to get married." The woman refused to budge. "We already announced that you are his fiancée to quell the rumors. Don't worry. We'll give you $500,000 in compensation if you agree. Just 6 months of marriage if that's what it takes." Amanda's mother turned to her daughter. "Take it, Amanda. Make it your job for half a year. $1 million if they add more. Think about all the help you can give Sophie, and you can finally have enough to do what you want." Amanda swallowed hard. But I hardly know the man. What if I end up miserable?" "We'll double the amount to $1 million if you say yes today," the man chimed in. "My wife and I can pay you immediately." Her mother's eyes sparkled. "You see, dear, that money will help you and your friend Sophie. We won't even ask you to share a dime with us. Just do something with your life." The woman added, "We'll make sure you're safe, Amanda. My son won't do anything to hurt you. After 6 months, you can walk away if you want, but I'd love it if you two fall in love." Amanda inhaled slowly. I'll think about it." Her mother elbowed her lightly. "What's there to think about? You started this rumor. Now fix it and get paid." The woman patted Amanda's hand kindly. "We'll give you time, but we have to finalize this soon. We'll come back for your answer." When the Robinsons left, Amanda's mother practically danced with joy. She even cooked dinner for Amanda, singing praises about the plan. $1 million, my dear, in just 6 months," Amanda groaned. "I might spend those months in hell with that jerk." Her mother waved a hand dismissively. "Weren't you the one who kicked him? You're strong enough to protect yourself, and if he lays a finger on you, just come home and throw his money in his face." Within 2 days, Amanda caved. The thought of helping Sophie and clearing the debt for all those panties pushed her to accept. Mrs. Robinson, whom Amanda began calling Mrs. Violet Robinson, came to pick her up in a sleek car. "Call me Violet," the older woman said. "I'm so glad you agreed, dear. Let's get you some clothes for a date with Oliver." Amanda's heart pounded. "A date? Already?" Violet beamed. "Yes, he's excited to meet you." Amanda guessed he was excited more to take revenge. Still, they drove to a fancy mall, where Violet got Amanda a glamorous makeover and new clothes. Amanda stared at herself in the mirror. "Wow, is that me? I look like a Barbie, just with a nice tan." Violet laughed warmly. "You look beautiful. I'm sure Oliver will appreciate it if you two truly give each other a chance." Amanda forced a smile. Sure thing, Miss Violet. No problem. Soon they arrived at a high-end restaurant. Violet led Amanda inside and pointed. There he is. Go on. I'll leave you two for now. I need to find my husband. Amanda spotted Oliver seated at a corner table, eyes fixed on her with a cold expression. Her pulse quickened. Violet touched Amanda's shoulder. Relax, dear. He won't bite. Probably. Then Violet left. Amanda found herself standing by Oliver's table, swallowing hard. Sit, he said coolly. She carefully approached. Hi, she managed. Oliver tapped his thigh. Sit here, he said. Amanda blinked. On your lap? There's a perfectly good chair right there. Oliver shrugged. You're supposed to be my girlfriend, right? Sit on my lap. I want to talk. Amanda's cheeks burned. If you're trying to get even with me, do it another way. This is... Just sit, he growled, then pulled her onto his lap. She squealed and heads turned. Mortified, Amanda felt Oliver's warm breath near her ear as he leaned in. Don't make a scene. This place doesn't like drama. Suddenly, she felt his hand slide up her thigh. Panic flared. She hissed, What are you doing? Oliver's voice was low. Following through on what you told everyone, that I stripped your panties. Might as well make it come true, right? Amanda's eyes widened. Don't you dare! He gave her a wicked smirk. Just stay still. As his hand moved higher, Amanda instinctively reached for the bulge in his pants and squeezed, not too gently. Oliver jolted, eyes going huge. Nearby diners briefly glanced over, and Amanda quickly withdrew her hand. In one swift motion, Oliver tugged down her panties under the short dress. She gasped, flushed from head to toe. Before she could yank them back up, he held them out, letting her completely lose her underwear. He stuffed the panties into his pocket and said, under his breath, Thank you, baby. Her voice wobbled. Give those back, he whispered. Nope. Weren't you the one who said I never paid for them? I'll keep these. Amanda fumed, but there were too many people around. She slid off his lap and sank into the adjacent seat, face burning. Oliver calmly set $40 on the table. There, paid. Now can we order? Amanda clenched her fists. You are a complete piece of... She stopped short, remembering the money at stake and the curious onlookers. When the date ended, Violet picked Amanda up outside. How did it go? Violet asked cheerfully. It was fine, Amanda managed, forcing a tight smile as she fought the urge to check if she was still half naked under her dress. Your son's real charming. Oh, that's wonderful, Violet beamed. We'll finalize the wedding soon. A short time later, Amanda moved into Oliver's upscale condo. They had to make it look real to the public. Rumors about Oliver's panty scandal began dying down once news spread that he was engaged to her. Surprisingly, sharing the condo with Oliver wasn't a daily nightmare. He mostly stayed out of her way, quietly working. But one afternoon, while Amanda was cleaning, she found a disturbing discovery, a framed pair of panties on a shelf. She froze. It was obviously hers. The word Tuesday was embroidered across the front. She almost dropped her broom. He framed it, she whispered, hands shaking. My God, is he some panty fetishist? All of a sudden, she recalled that suspicious order for 100 panties. She became convinced Oliver had indeed placed that order and lied about the scam just to humiliate her. She stormed out of the condo, heading for the parking area where Oliver kept his car. But then she saw him with another woman. The woman was holding his arm, tears in her eyes, clearly distraught. Amanda hid behind a nearby hedge to eavesdrop. Is it true what your mother said, that you're getting married? The woman asked, voice trembling. Oliver's response was curt. Yes, Penelope, I am. Her eyes brimmed with tears. But you said you loved me. Are you only doing this because of that scandal? Oliver looked away. We ended things a while back, Penelope. There's nothing else to talk about. She looked heartbroken, tears spilling as she whispered, I still love you, Oliver. Amanda felt a pang of guilt, realizing how badly the phony scandal had complicated his life. She wondered if she'd done irreparable damage. Her heart pounded as she stayed hidden, not wanting to interrupt the scene unfolding just a few feet away. Amanda stood at a distance, listening as Oliver spoke to his ex-girlfriend, Cynthia. Cynthia's voice trembled. It's true you're getting married, and now you finally show up. If I hadn't heard about your wedding, you would never have contacted me, Oliver. Oliver's reply was calm. I'm marrying the woman I choose to be with. I'm ready now. Cynthia's eyes filled with tears. Oliver, please marry me instead. I love you. Please don't do this. Amanda, still hidden behind a low hedge, rolled her eyes and whispered under her breath. This is such a boring soap opera. Aren't they going to hug or make out or at least pull each other's hair? Ugh, this is exactly why I hate relationships. Too stressful. Suddenly, a security guard appeared behind her. Ma'am, what are you doing there? He asked in a hushed tone. She jumped a little, then put a finger to her lips. Shh, I'm just listening. Go away, Amanda hissed, waving at him to leave. Before the guard could retreat, Oliver noticed them, frowning deeply. What are you doing? He demanded. Amanda tried to straighten up, feeling a surge of embarrassment. I was just trying not to disturb your moment, you know, Cynthia frowned. Were you stalking us? Amanda quickly shook her head. No, absolutely not. I just happened to see you two, and I hid so I wouldn't interrupt. She gulped, then grabbed the guard's arm. Right, officer. I'll just go with you. She gave Oliver and Cynthia a little wave. You two carry on. Don't mind me. But Oliver spoke up in a firm tone. She's my fiancée, Cynthia. Amanda froze. She heard Cynthia gasp. The ex-girlfriend's eyes grew wide, flicking back and forth between Amanda and Oliver. Oliver walked toward Amanda, gently but insistently pulling her away from the security guard. She's my bride-to-be, he repeated, looking at Cynthia. That rumor you heard about me? It's normal because I'm her boyfriend, right, babe? Amanda felt him pinch her hand, so she nodded and managed a stiff smile. Yeah, totally. It's, normal. We're in a relationship. Cynthia's voice cracked as tears filled her eyes. I don't believe this. Oliver, you can't do this to me. I still love you. She turned and ran to her car, weeping. Amanda stood there, stunned. Oliver let out a quiet sigh before looking at Amanda. That's my girlfriend. Or used to be, he muttered. Her name's Cynthia. Remember her face because you'll probably deal with her sooner or later. He strode away, leaving Amanda to chase after him. She caught up and blurted, Hey, about my panties. You framed one of them. Isn't that disgusting? Oliver ignored the question. Are you trying to make me mad? She continued. Because if so, congratulations. You succeeded. Now give it back. He stopped and glanced at her with chilly eyes. No. Then he went inside the building. Amanda clenched her fists. Calm down, Amanda, she muttered to herself. You can deal with this for $1 million. That evening, while Oliver took a shower, Amanda gathered all of his boxers and briefs, stuffed them in a bag, and left the condo in a smug mood. If he wants to steal my underwear, let's see how he does without his. She headed to her friend Sophie's place. Sophie, nearing her due date, looked up hopefully when Amanda arrived. I hope your wedding gets postponed a bit, Sophie said with a pout. I want you to be my maid of honor if I ever get married someday. Amanda smirked. No news yet on the wedding date, but sure I'd love to. Then again, I'm willing to get married fast, all for that big paycheck. At least I can help you out with the money, especially since you're pregnant. Thanks, Amanda. Sophie looked touched. Amanda flipped her hair. No problem, though you're kind of a dummy for letting that deadbeat get you pregnant. Sophie gave her a playful shove. Shut up. Sometimes I wish you were a man instead of my sassy friend. Amanda made a face. You! Get off me! Before she could say more, Amanda's phone rang with an unlisted number. Hang on, Prego, she muttered, stepping aside to answer. Hello, who is this? An angry voice exploded on the other end. Damn you, woman! Amanda yanked the phone away from her ear. It's Oliver, she thought with a grin. Oliver's irritation crackled through the line. Where are my boxers and briefs? Did you steal them? Amanda laughed lightly. How should I know, Oliver dear? Maybe they all ran off for a spa day. This isn't funny, Oliver growled. I'm leaving for work and I have nothing to wear. Come back and bring them to me. Nope, Amanda drawled. I'm busy. Maybe later if I feel like it. Wait, Amanda! She hung up and turned her phone off. That night she returned to the condo to find Oliver sitting in the living room wearing only a towel at his waist. He was typing on his laptop, but the moment he saw Amanda, he stood up. I missed work because of you. I had nothing to wear, he snapped. Give me my underwear back. Why accuse me? Amanda countered, tossing her hair. What would I want with your stuff? I don't have any use for briefs. No eggplant here. She made air quotes sarcastically. Oliver ran a hand over his face. You're impossible. Let's stop the madness. My mother already gave you $1 million to marry me, right? Why keep fussing about cheap panties? You can buy brand new ones. Her mouth dropped open. Cheap, huh? Then why did you frame one like it's some museum artifact? You perv. Don't push me, Oliver warned in a low voice. I don't care if you're a woman. I can still have security toss you out. Amanda pushed past him, but he caught her wrist. She yanked hard, accidentally pulling off his towel. It fell to the floor. She froze, eyes wide with shock, staring at everything. Before she could react, Oliver hooked an arm around her waist and crashed his mouth onto hers, giving her a long, fiery kiss. When he pulled away, she stood there trembling. At some point, he'd managed to retrieve the towel and re-wrap it around himself. We'll talk later, Oliver said coolly. He walked off, leaving her half in a daze. Amanda sank to the floor, pressing a hand to her chest. What just happened? She whispered. Oh my God, that was my first kiss, and I saw everything. She felt her cheeks burning. She scolded herself. Stop thinking about that. Still reeling, she returned his underwear the next day. She found him in his bedroom, scowling as she organized his freshly returned briefs and boxers in a drawer. Finally, he handed her the framed panty. We're even, he told her. Let's stop fighting about underwear. Amanda clutched the framed undergarment and sighed. Then she trudged out of his bedroom. He followed, concern on his face. Hey, why do you look so down? Did I do something else? She shook her head. Oliver persisted. You've barely said anything. Seriously, what's wrong? Amanda avoided his gaze. Why did you have to kiss me? That was my first kiss, she mumbled, then shut herself in her room before he could respond. Slumping onto her bed, Amanda buried her face in a pillow. She kept picturing Oliver's towel sliding off, and that scorching kiss. She even recalled, well, the size of everything. She slapped a hand over her face. Enough, Amanda. You can't be that shallow. The next morning, Oliver surprised her by making breakfast. He even invited her to sit and eat with him. She eyed him suspiciously. So, what do you want from me now? He pulled out a chair for her. Nothing. Let's eat. I'd like us to at least act normal. Maybe we can start over. No more panty wars, no more pranks. Let's build some kind of relationship. Relationship, she repeated, narrow-eyed. He nodded. We're headed there anyway, aren't we? We're getting married, Amanda. How about we put aside the drama? She snorted a little. Are you just using me to forget your ex? Oliver's expression turned guarded. You think that? Amanda shrugged. Why else push me to build a relationship? We both know it's a marriage just to clear your name. He sighed heavily. I don't love Cynthia anymore. We ended over a year ago, and she didn't bother coming back until news of my engagement. I heard she went abroad to date someone else. Now she's suddenly reappeared. Amanda stabbed at her scrambled eggs. So maybe I'm the path for you two to reunite, she smirked. I have no issue giving you up if you treat me nicely. His eyes narrowed. Really? She nodded. Sure, you used to love her, right? Oliver picked up a napkin and wiped his mouth. I don't want to go back to a woman who left me when I had nothing. Our relationship was broken a long time ago. Amanda chewed slowly, swallowing before speaking again. Well, I definitely saw she still has feelings for you. He leaned forward, gazing at Amanda's lips before meeting her eyes. Why do you care? She coughed. I don't, but I can help you if that's what you want. I can be surprisingly charitable. Oliver paused, then shook his head. Number I want to move on. Let's drop it. After that, he stared at her, then reached out and lifted her chin gently. You're messy, he murmured, using his thumb to wipe a bit of food from the corner of her mouth. Amanda's heart hammered. She caught a clearer view of Oliver's face, his grey eyes, flawless skin, and realized with a jolt how handsome he really was. He smirked knowingly. I know, he teased, as if reading her thoughts. Her cheeks flamed, and she quickly looked away. A few days later, Oliver asked Amanda out on a date. Surprised but curious, she agreed. They started spending more time together, far more pleasant than their earlier feuding. He became surprisingly sweet, buying her flowers. One weekend, they went to the mall. That night was Aunt Olivia's birthday party, Oliver's mother, and both Amanda's parents were also invited. Oliver and Amanda headed to buy a gift, walking arm in arm. What does your mum want for her birthday? Amanda asked. Oliver grinned playfully. She wants a grandchild. Amanda almost choked. A grandchild! He laughed and slipped an arm around her waist. We can always give her a belated gift, you know. She squeaked and pulled away. Nope, way too soon. They wandered through the mall, eventually deciding on something elegant for Aunt Olivia. Amanda excused herself to check out the jewelry section alone. A sales associate greeted her warmly. Hello, ma'am. Looking for anything in particular? Amanda nodded. Yes, I'd like to see some bracelets, please. While she examined the sparkling display, another voice spoke up beside her. A bracelet for Aunt Olivia? Amanda looked over, startled to see Cynthia. She didn't reply. Cynthia held up a shiny piece. I'm buying a bracelet too. Actually, I'm taking this design, so maybe you should find something else. Amanda smiled thinly. Excuse me? Cynthia flipped her hair, sneering. I don't think you can afford this. Probably the money you're using comes from Oliver's family anyway. Or is it from your own family? Hard to tell. Amanda clenched her jaw, stepping forward. She was taller than Cynthia and used that advantage to loom. Have I wronged you personally? Cynthia's lip curled. Look at you. Tattoos, short temper. You look like a criminal. Amanda slammed a high heel on Cynthia's foot. Ow! You! Cynthia cried out, trying to yank her foot away, but Amanda pressed down harder. Listen, honey, sometimes you lose in life. That's how it goes. If you wanted Oliver so badly, you shouldn't have left him. Now you come crawling back? Cynthia whimpered. Get off me! Amanda stepped back and let Cynthia collapse into a nearby seat. She grabbed her purse and added icily, I'm not slapping you, Cynthia, because I'm not into catfights. But I sure don't mind using my fists if you push me. Cynthia shot her a glare, tears in her eyes. Amanda glanced at the bracelet. By the way, Aunt Olivia can receive more than some fancy jewelry. Good luck with that. Amanda walked away to find Oliver waiting. That was quick, he said, taking her arm. What happened? She forced a smile. Didn't like anything there. Let's buy a gift elsewhere. Then we can grab lunch. After they picked out something else for Aunt Olivia and enjoyed a nice meal, they went home to get ready for the evening party. Amanda wore a tight blue dress. She noticed that Cynthia also showed up at the party, coincidentally in a similar style and color. Cynthia laughed scornfully when she saw Amanda. Are you trying to be me? Amanda sighed heavily. Please, not here. Take it down a notch. We're at a birthday party. Oliver, spotting Cynthia, walked over and put an arm around Amanda's waist. Cynthia glared at that possessive gesture. What are you doing here? Oliver asked Cynthia calmly. Cynthia's tone softened instantly when addressing him. It's Aunt Olivia's birthday, and I'm invited, obviously. I was just surprised to see her, she said, shooting a disapproving glance at Amanda. In the same color as me. Oliver's gaze darkened. Cynthia, if I were my mother, I wouldn't have invited you at all. Don't cause a scene. Cynthia's face twisted with anger, but she plastered on a fake smile. Of course not, she said, in a strained voice. Amanda marched over to Aunt Olivia, presenting the gift bag. Happy birthday, Aunt Olivia. She kissed the older woman on the cheek. Oh, thank you, dear, Aunt Olivia replied cheerily. I'm glad you're both here because there's something I want to announce. Amanda spotted Cynthia drifting closer, obviously curious. In another part of the room, Amanda's mom and dad had arrived. Amanda's mom waved her over. What did you get, Aunt Olivia? Amanda whispered. A nice gift. Definitely not underwear, okay? She laughed, recalling how she once joked about panties for a gift. Mum stifled a snort. Well, I got her a fancy rice cooker. It's from Japan, top of the line. Amanda shook her head in amusement. I'm sure Aunt Olivia can buy anything, but that's interesting. An hour into the festivities, Aunt Olivia and her husband took the stage. Oliver joined Amanda, leaning in to whisper, Watch and see what Mom announces. By the way, thanks for the great food, Amanda whispered back. Oliver gave her a teasing grin. Sure. Did you enjoy the dessert? She nodded. Of course. Also, about that rose you gave me. Thank you. He quirked a brow. Thank me how? She reddened. I'll figure out something later. He touched his cheek. A kiss here, maybe? Amanda shook her head. This is not the place for that. He sighed dramatically. I'll hold you to it later. Aunt Olivia spoke into the microphone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to celebrate my birthday. Tonight I have a very special announcement. My son, Oliver Robinson, will be marrying Ms. Amanda Walton very soon. Their wedding date is set. Everyone here is invited. Cheers and applause filled the room. Cynthia's face fell, fury and hurt mingling in her expression. Amanda noticed that Cynthia suddenly slipped away from the party afterward. Guests approached to congratulate Oliver and Amanda. Plans for the wedding moved quickly. They even took Amanda to pick out a gown. As she and Oliver discussed arrangements at Aunt Olivia's home, Amanda blinked in confusion. Isn't there some kind of contract for this wedding, like a 6-month arrangement? Oliver's expression darkened. 6 months. If that's all you want, then fine, he said flatly. But after 6 months, I'll just marry you again. Amanda's eyes went wide. What? Oliver reached over, gently tilting her chin. I love you, Amanda, he said. That's why I'm doing all this. I hope you feel the same. Her heart hammered. Oliver, she began. He leaned closer, voice low. Are you in love with me? I need to know. Amanda's face heated. Well, every time we're together, I can't breathe right. My heart goes nuts. I think about you constantly. He gave her a warm, boyish smile. Then you love me too. He sealed it with a soft kiss on her forehead. Everything happened fast. The wedding date arrived. Amanda stood in a bridal suite in a gorgeous, form-fitting gown. The stylist beamed. Oh, you look perfect, like a princess straight out of a fairy tale. Amanda gave a tremulous smile, feeling a swirl of excitement and nerves. Once alone, she admitted to herself, I never had a boyfriend. I went from single straight to married. I hope this goes okay. Suddenly the door flew open. Cynthia stormed in, eyes blazing. You won't marry Oliver? I will! She snapped, brandishing a tiny spray bottle. What are you doing here? Amanda exclaimed. Cynthia lunged, spraying a noxious-smelling mist into Amanda's face. The fumes overwhelmed her senses. Her vision swam, her limbs going limp. Cynthia muttered, Oliver belongs with me, not you. I gave up my future once. I won't lose again. Amanda collapsed, barely hearing Cynthia's voice, while the ex tore at her gown. I'm the one who truly loves him, Cynthia wailed, wrenching the wedding dress off Amanda. Amanda blacked out, the last thing she saw being Cynthia's tear-stained face, and the horrifying realization that the woman was stealing her identity at the altar. When Amanda woke, she found herself stuffed inside a closet, wearing a drab maid's uniform instead of her wedding gown. She gasped, forcing the door open, still dizzy from the fumes. The closet was locked from outside. Hey, let me out! She shouted, pounding on the door. No one answered. She looked around, saw a sliding window, and grabbed a chair. She smashed it against the glass 3 times until it shattered. Carefully, she climbed out. She spotted one of Aunt Olivia's staff outside, eyes bulging when he recognized her. Mom, Amanda, what are you doing? Your wedding's already started. Amanda clutched at him in desperation. I'm not at the church, but Cynthia is. She knocked me out. You have to get me there right now. Panicked, the staffer ushered her to his car and sped off. Amanda's heart hammered. Damn that psycho, she muttered. I can't believe she did this. I'll show her. The car screeched to a halt in traffic. Ma'am, it's gridlocked, the driver groaned. No way! Amanda jumped out without another word. Ma'am, wait! The staffer called after her, but she spotted a lone e-bike parked on the street. A man yelled, Hey, that's my... Emergency! Amanda cut him off, hopping on. She zoomed away, ignoring the man's protests. At last, she arrived at the church, frantic. She glimpsed the altar through the open doors. The priest was already speaking, Oliver and Cynthia standing side by side. Amanda felt her stomach twist. Without hesitation, she marched in, her uniform swirling around her ankles. In a loud, clear voice, she yelled, Stop this wedding! Everyone froze, eyes swinging toward the disheveled woman in the maid's outfit. Oliver's gaze locked on her. He recoiled, dropping Cynthia's hands. Amanda, he breathed. Amanda spotted her mum and dad in the pews, also staring in shock. Aunt Olivia looked horrified. People whispered in confusion, Is that one of the housekeepers? Amanda strode forward. I said, Stop this ceremony. Cynthia's eyes flashed with panic. Oliver turned to Cynthia, realization flooding his features. You're not Amanda. Amanda advanced to the altar, fury boiling. She grabbed the veil on Cynthia's head and yanked hard. Cynthia squealed as the force pulled her hair. The guests gasped, some leaping to their feet in alarm. Amanda, my dear, calm down, Aunt Olivia exclaimed. Amanda shouted, She locked me in a closet and drugged me with some nasty spray, then stole my gown. I woke up dressed like a maid. Oliver's expression darkened dangerously. Cynthia, is that true? Tears welled in Cynthia's eyes. She clasped Oliver's hand, clinging as she sobbed. "Oliver, I love you. I can't accept that you're marrying her." Aunt Olivia hurried over, her face grim. "Cynthia, I trusted you, but this is unforgivable. Guards!" Cynthia wailed. "No, no, Aunt Olivia, don't do this." 2 large security guards appeared. Aunt Olivia pointed with a trembling hand. "Get her out of here!" They dragged Cynthia from the church, ignoring her hysterical pleas. As soon as she was gone, Oliver engulfed Amanda in a tight hug. "Are you okay? Thank goodness you woke up." Amanda's mother and father rushed forward as well, relieved but furious. Aunt Olivia apologized over and over. The ceremony, of course, was ruined for that day. Everyone agreed to postpone it for a month, making it a private event to ensure no more gate crashing from Cynthia. On the second try, Amanda was more heavily guarded, and she chose an even more beautiful gown, one that no one else had touched. In a small chapel, with fewer guests, Oliver took Amanda's hand at the altar. She noticed her heart racing twice as fast. She whispered, "I'm so nervous, I feel like I might pass out." Oliver squeezed her fingers. "Don't worry," he murmured. "I'm here." He bent closer, adding, "Before the ceremony, I should confess something." Amanda's eyes flicked to his. "What?" He pressed his lips into a half-smile. "I was actually the so-called scammer who placed that 100 panty order. I used a fake name." Her jaw fell open. "What?" Oliver hushed her. "Don't kill me yet. Let's get married first. Then you can have your revenge." She narrowed her eyes. "Why the heck would you order that many panties? You have some strange fetish?" He gave an easy shrug. "It was a dare from a friend back in California. But the real panty windfall I ended up with is you, my dear panty delivery wife." Amanda pursed her lips. "You're lucky I'm wearing a wedding gown right now, or I'd slug you." He chuckled softly. "Hit me all you want later, Mrs. Robinson." They turned to the officiant, who began the vows. Amanda had never been in a relationship before this moment. She used to think she'd be single forever, given her brash, intimidating personality. Yet here she was, marrying a wealthy stranger who had gradually become someone she cherished. The officiant looked at Oliver. "Do you, Oliver Robinson, take Amanda Walton to be your wedded wife, to cherish and love, through strength and weakness, success and disappointment, for as long as you both shall live?" Oliver gazed into her eyes. "I do, Father." The officiant turned to Amanda. "Do you, Amanda Walton, take Oliver Robinson to be your wedded husband, to cherish and love, through strength and weakness, success and disappointment, for as long as you both shall live?" Amanda felt herself trembling as she looked at Oliver's expectant face. She inhaled deeply, then broke into a gentle smile. "I do, Father." A bright grin spread across Oliver's features. The officiant proudly announced, "By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride." Oliver lifted Amanda's veil, sliding an arm around her waist. In a mischievous whisper only she could hear, he said, "Ready for me to strip off more than just your panties tonight?" Amanda's face flamed. "Just kiss me, you pervert," she muttered, mortified that the officiant might overhear. Oliver laughed and pulled her in for a long, celebratory kiss. Applause echoed through the small chapel. And that was it. The so-called panty delivery girl became a panty delivery wife, stepping into a new chapter that she never expected in her wildest dreams. She was sure that after the reception, and perhaps a bit of wedding night teasing, she and Oliver would finally find the peace and passion they both deserved. What lessons did you learn from this story? Feel free to share your thoughts. Thank you for watching.